one of my other lessons from this season. Again, not even so much a lesson as a big yikes. Steph Diggs. I don't know if it's a problem. What I wrote down for myself was that there's zero chance now, I think, that we're drafting Steph Diggs in the first round next year. I think that's gone. I don't know that we're drafting him in the second round either, because when I look at the names of the receivers that I have as like round 2 fantasy receivers next year, I don't think I have Diggs ahead of Puka Nacua. I don't think I have him ahead of Nico Collins. Like, I'm going down the list and it's not, I don't know. It's not looking good for Steph. Okay, the targets went down a little bit, but the target share did not. They just they reconfigured the offense a bit, and they obviously ran the ball a little bit more, and they were a little more balanced and all that. But he was still seeing plenty of opportunities. And, you know, I'm not a film grinder in the sense that I am just all 22ing the out of every Bills game. But I am, you know, like, I saw all of Steph Diggs' opportunities, and I did see him run by people, and I do feel like he can still separate. I don't feel like he's dust. But he can catch the ball like for a month and a half, for like a month and a half, 2 months there. His catch rate over the last 8 games, the regular season, is like 57%, which is just not who he is, right? He's like the best years of Steph Diggs have been, you know, catching 3/4 of the passes that come his way, 70% of the balls that come his way. If they were to let him go, they don't have a lot of ways to fix it other than the draft. So they've got to take a swing on somebody that they think can be like the next great receiver for the Bills.
There's a couple different things here. One, from just like a vibes perspective, like maybe it's just time for them to go their separate ways, right? Like Steph Diggs and the Bills. I think that's entirely possible. But let's just live in the universe where there is no vibes-based problems and like he's back on this team next year or whatever. I think that when you look at, because I agree with you, by the way, that it does conveniently line up with the OC change, like his sort of drop in production. But I'm not sitting here thinking like Joe Brady got on the job and was immediately like, you know what I need to do? Get Stefon Diggs out of this offense. Like, I think there is a 0.0% chance that is what happened inside the Buffalo Bills building this year. However, I do think that, you know, and I've theorized about the injury. I think there's a chance that might be the cause of it. I'm curious, like, Diggs is always a guy, regardless of how cryptic he's been, he has almost always been around and available at Super Bowl Radio Row. Like, I'm curious if he's making the rounds this time next week, because there has been so much weirdness about the end of his season and stuff like that. So maybe we find out more from Diggs in the next couple weeks here. I think that's possible.